those orders in that sequence here. Allow me to make this communication. I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, the visiting family members of the first Speaker of the Senate, the late Right Honorable Timothy Chokwe. They are in the Senate on a study tour. Honorable Senators, I request each member to stand when called out so that you may be acknowledged in the Senate tradition. Ms. Alice Damaris Chokwe, daughter-in-law. Mr. Nimrod Mwakitawa Chokwe, the grandson. And Ms. Maria Nzisa Kioko, the niece. Honorable Senators, on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome and wish them a fruitful visit. I will allow the Senator for Kilifi County under 1 minute to extend some words of welcome.
Mr. Speaker, and we do not want to be lamenting about this. Mr. Speaker, we are not going to take it as usual in that we are processing their bills on the issues that are coming from the National Assembly with ease, but anytime we have matters that are touching devolution and protecting the interests of counties, the National Assembly colleagues are sabotaging, Mr. Speaker. So I want to support and urge that all senators agree on this issue in that we carry it as a joint initiative. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to add my voice to what my colleagues have said regarding the statement by Senator Ojienda. As you know, Honorable Speaker, I am a regular user of that road from Kisumu to Busia because that's the route I use to go and see my mother in the rural areas. I branch off at road is there and join the road through Emohaya and Sabatia, then go all the way through Mumias to Bungoma. And Honorable Speaker, the state of that road, especially the space after, or the distance after Maseno, all the way to Busia town, as has been described by my colleagues and by Senator Ojienda, is in very bad shape. Honorable Speaker, allow me to be devil's advocate for two institutions that have been mentioned very adversely here. First, let me attempt to say something positive about the members of the National Assembly, because I was there in Bondo just this weekend, where those pronouncements by the Honorable Raila were made. I remember hearing the leader of minority in the National Assembly, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, saying publicly that they have accepted that in the past they have been an impediment to devolution, and that they were going to change their ways. In fact, he promised that this week there will be resolution of that matter, both of the RMLF and the additional allocation to county governments. So let us give them until the end of the week, my colleagues, because luckily for them, Honorable Speaker, they are members of ODM. And in ODM, we have only very few basic rules that when Mzee Baba says left, you go left. So on this question, on this question of RMLF, Baba has said left, and Honorable Junet has agreed that he's going to take that left turn. We're waiting to see it. On the question of RMLF, I think the Senator for Kitui had called out members of the Council of Governors. I saw that story myself in the news, Honorable Speaker, and they were quoting the governor of Homa Bay, who's a chairperson of ODM. In fact, what the governor said is that because of what the National Assembly members had given as an undertaking to deal with the question of RMLF this week and the question of additional allocations, then really they themselves as a Council of Governors were prepared upon those concessions being made by the National Assembly to withdraw that case on RMLF. It was not to say that they were ceding ground. At least that is how I understood it to be. Honorable Speaker, let me just conclude by saying that even here in Nairobi, I was receiving petitions today from residents of Kilimani. They were reminding me of a sporting competition that we used to attend when we were a bit younger, called the Rhino Charge, Honorable Speaker. They are saying Rhino Charge can now be very easily held in Kilimani because of the state of the roads in Kilimani, Honorable Speaker. And therefore that we must raise our voices, but we have said that we need to unlock this question of RMLF. We need these county governments to have funds, but also county governors are hiding behind this RMLF thing because it is not the only source of revenue for county governments. Here in Nairobi, we were told by our governor that we have exceeded, or we have gotten the highest ever on-source revenue of about 12 billion. we should see an allocation of that money going to roads. And also, Honorable Speaker, when he appeared before the Senate Energy Committee, he made a commitment that going forward, every person who applies for a construction license must undertake to return the infrastructure to the same state that they found it. Because, Honorable Speaker, in Kilimani, you repair a road today, the next day, somebody is drilling the foundation for a 20-story building, and the road that you have just repaired the other day is being ruined again because of the heavy trucks that are delivering their construction material. So if that is woven into our licensing regime, that if you are a developer, you must return infrastructure to the same condition that you found it, then I think we will be able to make some progress. Honorable Speaker, as we have said, we as a Senate will defend devolution at all turns. And the threats are many. I was having a conversation with the governor of Murang'a, Honorable Speaker, that the county government of Murang'a, exercising his mandate, because water is a devolved function, decided that they are going to lower rates for the residents of Murang'a. And there is a national government organization called WASREB that tells the governor that you cannot reduce the cost of the tariff of water for your people. It is ridiculous because WASREB themselves, they get money out of every liter that the people of Nairobi pay for. So if you reduce the cost for the people of Nairobi, you reduce the amount that is going to WASREB, which is a national organization that should not even be existing. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we need a wholesome conversation about the state of our roads. We need to unlock the issue of RMLF, but county governors must also now allocate resources to develop roads outside of that RMLF infrastructure. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, Honorable Senators, we will come back to these statements. I'd wish to rearrange the sequence of today's order paper for the convenience of the House. We proceed to prosecute order number 8, number 9, number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yes, up to 15. Thereafter, we will resume normal flow of today's order paper. So before I allow the clerk to call those orders in that sequence, allow me to make this communication. I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, the visiting family members of the first Speaker of the Senate, the late Right Honorable Timothy Chokwe. They are in the Senate on a study tour. Honorable Senators, I request each member to stand when called out so that you may be acknowledged in the Senate tradition. Ms. Alice Damaris Chokwe, daughter-in-law. Mr. Nimrod Mwakitawa Chokwe, the grandson. And Ms. Maria Nzisa Kioko, the niece. Honorable Senators, on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome and wish them a fruitful visit. I will allow the Senator for Kilifi County under 1 minute to extend some words of welcome.
Asante Mstahiki Speaker. Mstahiki Speaker, kwanza nataka kukuunga mkono ama kukujoin katika makaribisho yako ulipowakaribisha ndugu zetu kutoka Kilifi, hususan familia ya Mheshimiwa Chokwe. Tunaelewa kabisa kwamba Chokwe alikuwa Speaker wa kwanza wa Senate katika taifa la Kenya. Bwana Speaker, hii ni familia ambao kule Kilifi inajulikana sana, na ni familia ambao imejitolea muhanga kuweza kuona ya kwamba watu wa Kilifi pia wamepata haki yao. Bwana Speaker, zaidi sana hawa ndugu zetu nafikiria wakiwa wako hapa wamejionea vile Senate inavyofanya kazi, na hatimaye pia wakirudi nyumbani wanaweza kuwa na mambo ambao wanaweza kuwaeleza ndugu zetu wa huko nyumbani. Kwa hiyo mimi nikiwa hapa kama seneta wa Kilifi ninawakaribisha na wajihusishe na wajione wako huru, wako mahali ambapo ndugu zao wako. Kwa hiyo karibuni sana ndugu zangu kutoka familia ya Chokwe. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Clerk, you may now proceed to call those orders as directed.
Order number 8, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations and the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Laban Omusundi concerning restraining county governments from hiring law firms to represent them in court cases. Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into personal security concerns raised by Honorable Philomena Kepkorir, Deputy Governor of Trans Nzoia County. Order number 11.
Clerk, just allow us to dispose of those two orders, then we proceed to division. Now, Honorable Senators, if you look at order number 9, debate had been concluded. What was pending was for the chair to put the question, and therefore I'll proceed to put the question. Now, this is a matter that does not concern counties, and therefore voting shall be by voice, and I'll proceed to put the question on order number 9. That the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations and the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on the petition to the Senate by Mr. Laban Omusundi concerning restraining county governments from hiring law firms to represent them in court cases, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, the 3rd of April, 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I will proceed, Honorable Senators, to put the question on order number 9. Again, the voting on this particular order shall be by voice. That the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into the allegations on personal security concerns raised by Honorable Philomena Kepkorir, the Deputy Governor of Trans Nzoia County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, the 1st of October, 2024. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk, you may now proceed to call order number 11, all the way to 15.
Order number 11, the Energy Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 42 of 2023, second reading division. Order number 12, the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2023, second reading division. Order number 13, the County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2023, third reading division. Order number 14, the County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2024, third reading division. Order number 15, the Land Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 40 of 2022, third reading division.
Now, Honorable Senators, we are proceeding on division of those orders that have been called. Therefore, direct the Sergeant at Arms to ring the division bill for 1 minute. For 1 minute. Honorable Senators will now proceed to put the question on order number 13. On order number 13. Take your seat, Honorable Senators, as I proceed to put the question. That the County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2023, be now read a third time. You may now proceed to vote. Order, Honorable Senators. We'll now move to order number 14. I'll proceed to put the question. That the County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2024, be now read as third time. You may now proceed to vote. final one on division, that is order number 15. I'll proceed to pull the question. That the Land Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 40 of 2022, be now read a third time. You may now proceed to vote. The following honorable senators should proceed to dispatch and cast their votes: Senator Mundigi Alexander, Senator Lenku, Senator Nyutu, and Senator Kinyo. Honorable Senators, the result of the division on order number 11 is as follows. Ayes 27, nays 0, so the ayes have it.
The Energy Amendment Bill 2023, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Energy Act to make provision for energy purchase agreements and for connected purposes.
The result on the division on order number 12 is as follows. Ayes are 27, nays 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
The County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill 2023, third reading, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the County Assembly Services Act and the Public Finance Management Act and for connected purposes.
The result on the division on order number 13 are as follows. Ayes as 29, nays 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
The County Assembly Services Amendment Bill 2023, third reading, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the County Assembly Services Act and for connected purposes.
The result on the division on order number 14 is as follows. Ayes 29, nays 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
The County Assembly's Pensions Scheme Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2024, third reading, a bill for an act of parliament to provide for a contributory pension scheme for members of county assemblies, establish a county assembly's pension fund for the payment or granting of pensions or retirement benefits to members of county assemblies and for connected purposes.
The results of the division on order number 15 is as follows. The ayes are 29, nays 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
The Land Amendment Bill 2024, third reading, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Land Act Cap 280 laws of Kenya.
Subject at terms, you may now open the door and withdraw the bar. Now, honorable senators, we are moving to the committee of the whole. If you look at order number 10, so I beseech you not to leave the chamber so that we dispense with that particular order before we resume normal flow of today's order paper. Clerk, you may proceed to call that order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole, the National Disaster Risk Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 24 of 2023.
Honorable Senators, we can resume our seats.
We are only putting the question on this committee, so senators not to walk out. On which questions are we putting? Committee of the Whole.
Okay.
National Disaster.
Hi, how are you? Nilitoka mara vizuri. I've just left Bomet actually. We left Bomet 40 minutes ago. We were in some burial with Amel, the former MP from Bomet. Honorable Senators, we will be putting the questions in a few minutes, and I request you not to leave the chamber It will be a short and precise session. Kindly do not leave the chamber.
The clauses had been canvassed at the sitting held on Tuesday last week. So now what we are just doing is straight to putting of the question. Straight putting of the question. There will be 3, 1, 2, and 3. We don't have. Chairman, you can ring the bell for like...
Honorable Senators, I want to ask those who are outside to resume the chamber, and in the meanwhile, Sergeant at Arms, could you please ring the quorum bell for 3 minutes? Ring the quorum bell for 3 minutes. Senator Karungu Thangwa, Senator Eddy, we're just putting the question, and the quorum bell is ringing for 3 minutes. Do not leave the chamber.
It's actually out of order. It's actually out of order to leave the chamber when the division bell is ringing.
Sergeant at Arms, please do another 2 more minutes, quorum bell. Sergeant Arms, another 5 minutes for us to get the quorum. Continue ringing the quorum bell for another 5 minutes.
Well, the members of the Senate are currently considering the National Disaster Risk Management Bill. This is a bill originating from the National Assembly, a bill co-sponsored by the Senate Majority Leader. This is a bill that is under consideration at the Committee of the Whole House stage. And at this point, the senators are going into division on this particular bill. Earlier on, the 10-minute bell rang. However, the 10-minute lapsed, and now there is an extension of 5 minutes. There is a need for the senators to raise the quorum for the division. They will be voting on the bill. This is a bill that seeks to provide for a legal framework for the coordination of disaster risk management activities within the counties, as well as the national government. Allow me to hand you over.
Now, honorable members, we canvassed these amendments in our last sitting, and we will go straight to putting of the questions. The first one is the bill on the National Disaster Risk Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 24 of 2023, divisions. In new clauses, honorable senators, I put the question that new clause 41A, clause 41B, clause 41D, clause 41E, and clause 52A be now read a second time. We will vote electronically, and you proceed to log out. Sergeant at Arms, please collect cards from unattended stations. Let us take away the cards from unattended delegates units. You may now log back in. Log in, honorable senators. Senator Gloria, maintain your cool. You're actually out of order. Please maintain your cool. Now, honorable senators, proceed to vote. Those who've not voted, please vote. We've got 20 seconds to go. Honorable Senator Mohamed Faki, please approach the desk. He was in. Senator Haji, please proceed to vote from the clerk's desk. We are proceeding to the next vote on clauses with amendments. And honorable senators, I now put the question that clause 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 27, 28, 29, 32, 52, and 2, both. This is both the chairs and Senator Chute's, the chairs, that is the chairperson of the committees, as well as Senator Chute's amendments be amended as proposed. You may proceed to vote now.
Mimi nimekuwa kwa mazishi bana from Saturday, tumekuwa na vita. Hata niko na ingine Thursday tena. I'm leaving tomorrow. We lost our former MP.